Netflix basically told Hollywood, hey, you know what? Let's spend over $200 million and see what happens. And that's how they came up with The Gray Man. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be discussing one of the most successful movies that came out on Netflix, The Gray Man. The Gray Man starring Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Anna de Armas. And honestly, that money went into good use because this thing had everything. It had explosions, car chases, buildings getting destroyed for absolutely no reason, and that was great. I absolutely loved that. But is that all it takes to make a movie, you know, good, especially an action movie like this? Let's talk about it. The Gray Man follows Court, or better known as a CIA name, Sierra 6, played by Ryan Gosling. Now, 6 is part of the secret CIA program where highly skilled prisoners are recruited, trained, and sent on missions that the government would rather pretend never happened. Basically, picture having James Bond work in customer service and HR keep deleting his employee records. That's Sierra 6. But everything changes after one mission goes horribly wrong. 6 discovers information exposing corruption inside the CIA, making him the target instead of the hero. Suddenly, everyone wants him gone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. Ryan Gosling plays 6 in a way that's surprisingly very funny. He's calm, dry, almost impossible to rattle. Bullets are flying everywhere, cars are flipping, entire cities are falling apart. But 6 is just standing there looking like he just remembered he forgot to buy milk. Instead of giving long speeches, he lets sarcasm do the most of the work. That makes him feel different from a lot of modern action heroes. He's dangerous, but he doesn't need to constantly remind everyone that he is. His fighting style also feels practical. He's not some superhero. He gets tired. He gets hurt. He improvises. And that's what makes him enjoyable to watch. Now, Chris Evans stole every scene in this movie. He played Mr. Lord Hanson. And honestly, this might be one of my favorite performances in this movie. Picture Captain America, but if he completely gave up being a good person and he didn't have the superhero serum. I'm sorry, the super soldier serum. That's Lord Hanson. He's got the mustache, the attitude, the constant trash talking. I mean, the guy's absolutely unhinged. Every time he appears on screen, he somehow makes every situation even worse. He doesn't just want to beat 6, he wants to make the experience as enjoyable as he can, in a very annoying way. Now, Chris Evans clearly had a blast playing this role because this is the complete opposite of Captain America, and honestly, it was fun to watch. I wish Hollywood would let him play more villain roles. He was seriously entertaining. Then we have Anna de Armas, who played Miss Danny Miranda, who was another CIA agent who eventually ends helping out 6. She isn't just there to stand around, looking worried while the hero does everything. No, she gets involved. She gets involved in the fights, she shoots, she drives, she punches people, she actually contributes. And her chemistry with Ryan Gosling feels natural. It feels authentic. It wasn't forced. You know, sometimes it's okay for two people to just completely survive explosions, and they could call that a date, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, other cast members, including Billy Bob Thornton, who played Donald Fitzroy, who is 6's experienced mentor. Julia Butters plays Claire, Fitzroy's niece, who ended up becoming one of the most emotional parts of the story and why 6 keeps fighting. Then you have Renee Jean Page playing Carmichael. He's one of those characters who smiles while making terrible decisions. I mean, Renee's a pretty good actor, but he didn't do much in this movie. But I guess every organization need one of those guys. Now, the action. I mean, this movie barely stops moving. One minute there's a fist fight, the next minute there's a shootout, then somehow a train crashes, then a plane explodes, then we're running across rooftops. The directors, Anthony and Joe Russo, clearly wanted every sequence to feel bigger than the last. Some of the highlights include the prison escape, the airplane sequence, the maze like hospital fight, and especially the massive battle in Prague. That Prague sequence feels like somehow someone accidentally combined five different action movies into one giant set piece. It was insane. Cars are flying, glass is breaking, people are sprinting everywhere. You almost need a map just to keep up. The choreography in this thing was also solid. The hand to hand combat feels fast and believable without becoming impossible to follow. The camera doesn't shake like it's a filming during an earthquake. And yeah, it was pretty believable. You could tell that they actually put a lot of time and effort and work into this, which made it fun. One thing I appreciated in this movie was the humor. It was never completely a comedy. Instead, it lets Ryan Gosling deliver small sarcastic lines while Chris Evans act like the world's most dangerous man-child. That balance keeps the movie fun without ruining the tension. Some action movies try way too hard to be funny. This one mostly knows when to stop. Mostly, which is good. Now, here's where the movie stumbles, in my opinion. It's definitely not perfect. The story is pretty familiar. The government conspiracy, the rogue agent, the dangerous secret. If you've watched enough spy movies, you'll probably guess where certain parts are going. Some side characters don't get enough development before they're thrown into danger. The villains also have what I like to call unlimited henchman syndrome. Seriously, where are all these people coming from? Does Lord Hanson have an app that delivers mercenaries? Because they just keep showing up. It's crazy. Eventually, the movie starts feeling like Six has defeated the population of a small country. Like I said, they were everywhere. Now, the visuals in this thing looks fantastic. The locations were absolutely beautiful. The cinematography is clean. The production value is exactly what you'd expect from one of Netflix's biggest movies. Everything felt expensive because, well, it was. I mean, $200 million. Come on. Even if the story plays things a little safe, the movie never looks cheap. I mean, like I said before, it was one of the most successful movies on Netflix, in my opinion. I'm sure you have your own opinions. If you want, you could comment below. By the way, please like and subscribe if you like this video. But again, it's just my opinion here. It was not perfect, but it was pretty good. It was enjoyable. It was fun. I like all the characters. You know, and honestly, at the end of the day, the gray man knows exactly what it wants to be. Like I said, it's fun, it's fast paced. You know, it's a pretty enjoyable spy action movie. You know, it doesn't leave you, asking a bunch of questions. There's no there's no complications with the plot. You know, it just asks one simple question. Honestly, what if Ryan Gosling had to survive the worst workday in history? And that was it. And honestly, it was super entertaining. I mean, Ryan Gosling is one cool hero. Um, you know, I mean, if you watch his movies, that's pretty much him. He always plays some cool guy. You know, Chris Evans was absolutely look. He again, my opinion here, he stole this thing. He killed every scene. He was one of the most entertaining villains. Um, I mean, he was just perfect. The pacing was barely slow. The action was exciting. I mean, look, if I don't know, like I said, you might feel otherwise. Whoever's watching this, but in my opinion, this thing was worth it. It's worth the watch. Um, it's super fun. I mean, if you're looking for a 2-hour explosion, great fight, you know, scenes movie with Chris Evans yelling all the time while wearing a mustache, I'd highly recommend The Gray Man. You're gonna love it, you know. So this thing is, in my opinion, was 8.5 out of 10. It's stylish, entertaining, packed with action, never boring, never boring. So that was The Gray Man. Like I said before, comment below, like and subscribe if you like this video. Yeah, y'all, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.